Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast, episode 103, The Defenders Review.
On Netflix.
Thank you. You just checked us out on the interwebs. Check us out at kfpodcast.com, on Facebook at kfpodcast, on Twitter at Ken Fred Podcast, on Instagram at Ken Frederick Podcast, YouTube at Ken Frederick Podcast, SoundCloud Ken Fred Podcast, Google Plus, MySpace, everywhere else.
Places.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
What, no Tinder?
No. I'm
Ken's not here because
maintain
he took
it.
the night off again, and he's never watched Defenders.
So we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk Defenders finally.
Defenders.
I'll be honest, I'm a little fuzzy. I watched it the very first weekend,
Anything.
and I watched it in
You're fuzzy
like
on it already?
2 sittings.
It has been like a month.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it. I remember the good parts. I remember what I liked, what I didn't like. But
Yeah.
details are going to be a little fuzzy here this
Well,
evening.
let's walk you through a little bit of the plot to start it off. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Lance is sitting here, but he hasn't watched any of these Netflix shows yet, so
Sorry,
he's just
Lance.
hanging out.
I'm sitting in rapt attention.
We're
There he
going
goes.
to spoil this one for you.
So this
Spoil
one,
the hell out of it, please.
this one kicks off right after the events of Iron Fist,
Mm-hmm.
with the hand in place, in like ready to make their move on New York City, their big move. It had Elektra in it, who finally is revealed as the what was she called
The Black Sky.
the Black Sky, which they teased at in Daredevil season 2 and a
Yep.
couple other things. And then it's just. Really, the first 2 episodes of this movie is like it's almost like a currently on Iron Fist, and like it's like
Yeah.
a half hour of what Iron Fist is doing. Currently on Luke Cage, and it's like,
How Luke Cage
Yeah.
has been doing.
and it's cameos from everybody in their shows, the Misty Knights, all the people that are involved. All Daredevil's cast is there. All of Jessica Jones's cast is there. I didn't really like the first 2 episodes of this
they were
show.
boring.
It was
Very
like
slow.
I just kept saying, okay, like I got it. I just watched
You know who
Iron
these
Fist.
characters are already.
Yeah, exactly. I know what they are. Let's move on.
Yeah,
You know?
I could have. I didn't mind the Luke Cage stuff because I was curious how
he got out of
was gonna
jail
get out of jail
and all that stuff. Yeah.
But that was really the only one. Like Jessica Jones, we know she's been brooding, and
Right.
that's about it. Iron Fist, we just got finished with, and he was annoying in his
You
own
knew
show.
where he was.
Yeah.
And then they introduced Sigourney Weaver
Yes,
and showed you that she was the villain, and she was like this immortal person of the hand that has been alive for a very long time, and now she's slowly dying. And basically, correct me if I'm wrong, the hand uses like a special substance that they get from like these ancient creatures
it's
in another
the gr-
dimension
it's-
from Kunlun.
It's
Yeah.
Either the marrow or the
It's
ground
almost like
up
dragon bone
bones
marrow.
of the
Oh, yeah.
dragon.
Yeah.
And it keeps them alive and young. She's looking for like more supply of it.
Yeah, they got into the whole hand lore with the 5 fingers and all of that stuff.
Yes.
There's always 5
They introduced the
heads.
5 fingers of the hand, who were one was Nobu, who was the assassin that like tried to kill
Nobu's handler it was the finger.
Okay, was the one, and then what's the guy's name? I always get it.
What is the guy?
Bakudo.
Yes,
Bakudo.
Bakudo.
Madame Gao.
Madame Gao.
The late Sigourney Weaver was one, and then the other one was the guy from Zimbabwe.
The man in white.
Yeah,
I think they
and
called
he
him.
gets killed.
The man in the white hat, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man in the white hat.
Not the man in the yellow hat.
I was going to say, Curious George?
No. So they were the group. They were like together then, and brought them in, and Elektra was the Black Swan and all that stuff. But
Black Swan.
Black Swan, Black
Sky.
Sky, Black Sky, Black whatever. But yeah, and then you had the 4 big guns, and it took them a while to kind of put them together.
Even after they came together, they weren't really together.
Yeah.
For the first episode that they were the team.
Well, they did your typical no one wants to be a part of
Yeah.
this team. They went down that road where I actually thought this series got better as it went on.
Oh,
I thought it
absolutely
started
did.
off very slow, very annoying, very like, okay, I get it. You're not a team. You don't want to be a team. You're all against it. You all don't like each other. You're all on the same page. Get your shit together. It wasn't.
But wait. I am the immortal Iron Fist.
Yeah, how many times
Savior
did
of
he say
Kunlun.
How many times did he say that in this series? He is the most annoying out of all of them.
I can't stand. Is his name Finn Jones?
Finn Jones.
I didn't mind him in Iron Fist. I really didn't. I didn't like it anywhere near as much as the other ones.
Here's the thing.
This one annoyed the crap out of me.
We make fun of Whisper talking all the time.
Yeah.
He Whisper yells, "I'm Iron Fist."
Yes.
Immortal Iron Fist.
Because Daredevil Whisper talks and
he
everything
Whisper
he's
talks, but this guy Whisper yells.
Yes.
It's so obnoxious and annoying.
I'm not
Every
gonna do
line
that.
is delivered the exact
I'm not
same
going to
way.
feel that way about you anymore. You're going to...
It's
Just talk normal, Iron Fist.
He does not deliver one line normally.
I didn't like him at all.
I can't
as
stand
Iron
him.
Fist. He's so annoying. He's a whiny baby. I don't know
does
why
everything wrong.
I don't know why they portrayed Danny Rand like that. He wasn't like that in the comics, but he's such a baby. He's such a whiner. He doesn't think anything through.
No.
Every decision he makes is freaking wrong, and he's just he's terrible. I didn't think him and Luke Cage were all that great together, chemistry wise either.
They had a couple good scenes. I liked one whenever Danny's freaking out over the hand being the key to this whole thing. And then Luke's like, "Calm down, Danny." He's just sitting there. He's like, "You calm down."
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there.
You calm down. Now, Luke Cage to me is him and Daredevil are perfect.
Yeah.
Like, they are so perfectly cast, the two of them. They are great. Jessica Jones, I'm coming around to more. She was okay in this. He's terrible. I was like, can we kill Iron Fist? Like, just bring him back as something else. Can we just get rid of him some way?
Reboot.
Yeah.
New Iron Fist.
Reboot him altogether. He just bothers the shit out of me. And he's not in any kind of costume either. I don't know why we can't get any kind of like
He was
gear.
they kind of teased the costume at the
Yeah, he had
very
his little
end.
jumpsuit on at the end
Yeah.
that he wears. Maybe if they covered up
tracksuit.
his stupid face with the Iron Fist mask, I would like that a lot better. 'Cause I'm sorry. Every time I look at Finn Jones, I just see him banging dudes in Game of Thrones. That's all I see. I can't unsee it. You know what I mean? I've seen his ass, 100 times in Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
rolling around in a sack with gay prostitutes on that show, and then it's like, okay, maybe it's too fresh in my mind.
You
that
sure,
I'm like-
you sure you weren't watching Game of Bones?
I was watching Game of Bones.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. He's not any good.
Did you guys feel like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones kind of got lost in all this?
A little bit.
They were just kind of there along for
Well,
the
I
ride.
think it's because they didn't really have any reason to fight the hand.
True.
Other than they just stumbled across it. Whereas, like, Daredevil has that he had 2 seasons of really dealing
Yeah.
with him in a major way. And Iron Fist, well, he's a sworn enemy of the hand. Those two felt like they were just kind of like, oh shit, we stepped in shit, and we can't wipe it off our foot. We can't get out of this.
And it's especially Jessica Jones because Luke Cage, at least the man with the white hat, was running drugs and killing people
Yeah.
in Harlem. But I still am not 100%.
She was on a case. And
that's
and
right, that's right.
The father
Okay.
she
Yeah,
was
left
trying to
it
help.
to-
He was like he was the one that created the building over the temple.
Yep, okay.
And he was going to blow it up because he knew it was in there.
All right.
You know. But
And that's a weak
even
way
in
to bring her
even
in.
in there, Brock, they kept saying to each other like, "What are we doing here?" You know, what I mean? Even the characters were like acknowledging like this. Are you okay, Jess? What are we doing? And and they kind of had that like. Almost where like he like maybe missed her a little bit and cares about her.
Yeah, they
but
definitely played
he's
that up a little bit.
drinking Claire Temple's coffee and
Yeah.
banging her right now. So
Well,
he can't.
and there were so many memes created when Jessica, Claire, and Misty were all sitting
Yeah,
at the
'cause
same
Luke Cage
table,
banged all 3.
And he was there was a scene where they're sitting at the table, and he just has this look on his face like, oh shit.
Yeah, like I did every one of these girls in this room right now, and 2 of them he did within the first hour that he like met them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he met Misty Knight, and they were doing it like an hour later after
Something
they
like
left the
that,
got
yeah.
Same with Jessica. Just she was in his bar, and then they're banging.
They got in the fight. Well, they got in the
They got
fight.
in the fight, and then they were doing it. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like Luke was very all over those chicks. Claire's the only one he had to like go to jail for, wait a while to come out with the coffee references and that. But yeah, Luke's the man. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think they did a good job at developing Jessica Jones as she's playing the hard ass.
Yeah.
But in her being, she has to do the right thing. Which
Yeah.
they played up a lot in this series.
Yeah.
I just wish she would change out of the leather jacket
Yeah.
and the jeans. It's like
They even made a comment about that. She's like, I haven't changed my clothes in 3 days.
it's the only thing she has on for a whole series of hers and
Yeah.
series of Defenders. She's in the same outfit like all the time. You know. How'd you feel when they had like everyone's side characters all in a room together?
That was weird.
And they're all like talking and stuff, and you know, it's like here's a bunch of characters I don't really care about, all in a room together talking. Like I don't know how this is gonna play out. Like I don't know how I felt about that. It was a little strange.
Yeah.
It's like if you're reading a comic book and like you're reading and they're like, well, here's Uncle Ben in a room with Alfred, just random characters. Like, oh yeah, this is. It's like Commissioner Gordon, Alfred, Perry White from the Daily Iris West.
So it's the sidekick support group.
Yeah, it's the sidekick support group all in a room talking like, yeah,
And
we're
they
all
don't
here.
know what they all know about the other people and all that. And that's like a good way. Like if there is a group coming around to kill all your loved ones, let's put them all in one place. So you can get them all in one.
You get them all in one swoop.
Yep.
I tell you what I liked the best about it though was. It's for me, the series totally picked up when he finally put his Daredevil costume back on.
Oh, yeah.
Because him walking around with that stupid scarf on his head and all that. And not only, what was cool about it is not only was I like, yes, there he is. He jumps in, saves Jessica. But even the bad guys were like, oh, holy shit, Daredevil's there? Like, they were like, you remember that scene? Because they just thought, like, who is that guy? How these are a bunch of nobodies. And then they're like, oh, well, the devil hasn't been seen in a year. Why is he here? And they all got a little nervous. Like, oh, shit, like, this is... We got to take this shit serious now. I thought that was cool the way they gave him that respect.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this dude's got 2 seasons on you. You guys are all one season kind of people, you know. You're dealing with the real deal
Might
here.
as well be wearing red shirts right now.
Yeah, you know. You're dealing with the real deal here. You got 2 seasons under his belt. You got the Punisher and everything. But he was almost so much better at fighting.
He's in syndication.
Even when he showed up in the outfit, it was like, you know, like their reaction, like, what are you wearing? What's he?
I love Jessica. She's like, nice ears. They're horns.
How about the scene when, I'll tell you another great scene, is when they got together and he put her scarf around his head and started like parkouring up the stairs and she just takes the elevator up and he comes out of the door and she looks at him and goes, you look like an asshole.
It's your scarf.
He's like, it's your scarf. And they just started beating up those guys. Like, she just took the elevator. I mean, that was a good scene. Them together, they worked well. The fighting was good.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff was cool. When they fought the 5 Fingers, that was a pretty good, intense scene.
Yeah.
Every time with 5 fingers. I just...
What do you think of? Something dirty with a girl?
No. All the Rick James skits.
No.
What do the 5 fingers say to the face?
Slap! So how about Sigourney Weaver? What do we think about her as a villain?
Weak.
Yeah.
And almost no payoff.
No.
It was, you know, the way they took her out to bring Elektra to the forefront.
As the main villain.
Yeah, it was just, wow, that was really anticlimactic.
And I didn't get if she was she good at martial arts too? Because she really didn't fight much.
Yeah, you didn't get to see.
There were a couple scenes where she did, you know, a couple things, but Sigourney Weaver's getting up in years. She wasn't going to be bouncing around a room.
Well,
like,
She's in her late 60s.
Do you notice how Madame Gao, they gave her like telekinetic powers all of a sudden?
Yeah.
well, even in the first one, I mean, it was expanded in this, but even when the first time she
In Daredevil 1?
Daredevil, when she did that thing and hit the guy, they showed there was like a 6-inch gap between where her hand stopped and when that dude took off flying. So
But she didn't use it. I guess maybe she wasn't trying. But remember in Iron Fist, they like captured her, and like Bakudo captured her, and like she's in that room and couldn't get out, and he's like, they left you here, and he went and interrogated her. I'm like, I didn't see her doing any fighting there. Now she's like throwing things across the room, knocking steel doors down, and you know
she totally could have escaped from that room. But
they really amped her up, you know, and made her into this like super living weapon or whatever, you know. And Bakudo and the other dude, it was good, the fighting.
Yeah, but there was tension when you talk about Sigourney Weaver as the main villain. There was tension between the members of the Hand because Sigourney Weaver used the last of the substance that keeps them all alive to bring Black Sky, to bring Elektra back as the Black Sky.
Black Swan.
And, you know, they were pissed at her because they're like, hey, if we can't find any more of this, we're all screwed. Like, this better work or you've killed us all.
Yeah. They had a hard time, like, they were backing what...
Arrogant Ostrich killed us all.
They were backing her, and then they were, like, mad at her, and then Elektra kills her, then they're like, well, we don't kill our own, and their loyalty was very...
It was back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yeah. And I don't understand why was she the leader?
I don't. For as much build up as you had with the Hand, with season 1 of Daredevil, season 2 with all the ninjas that they used. Like, they didn't use a lot of ninjas in this. They used like a bunch of like local people,
Yeah, street thugs and
street
stuff.
thugs and
Well,
stuff.
that was Bakudo's section of the hand, was all the street thugs.
But none of the, and then
The ninjas didn't show up until the end when Madame Gao brought her.
you have the ninjas and like I feel like the leader of the hand should be somebody big and powerful instead of just Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Because it didn't make sense. Like, after I figured out...
I'm not an expert on what hand villains there are, but someone big and
Kikiri.
cool looking would have been, that they all had to fight at once, would have been a much better villain.
Kingpin.
Is
Yeah.
Kingpin in the hand?
He is in the comics.
But did they have any other guys that are like big tough fighter type guys?
No, not that I can think of.
I guess they could have made somebody up.
Yeah, just like Nobu.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see a final scene where they're fighting the major player instead it's just like Sigourney Weaver dies and they
Silver
have to
Samurai.
fight Elektra. They couldn't use him; he's a
Yeah.
mutant. Silver Samurai's technically a mutant in Wolverine lore.
I was hoping Elektra turned out to be a Skrull.
Yeah, they could have done that. Bring that in since they're trying to go down that road.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
How about Stick?
Stick cuts his own hand off and fighting
What?
one hand and everything. I mean, I don't know. That guy is strange.
Yeah, he was... I like his character. He's just the, no bullshit. You're an idiot.
They really
You need to
never expanded on his group, the Chased or whatever they
Yeah.
are. Like, they didn't introduce more members of that and
No.
bring them in to help. Like, he was really the only one. The only time you saw one of his group was in Daredevil season 2 when
They showed a silhouette of Stone, I think.
he brings one to try and kill Elektra at that airport
Yeah.
and all that. And then he's like, Stick sent me. He was a member of the Chased. I thought I would have liked to have seen a Punisher cameo too, maybe at the end.
Yeah.
But I guess he's off doing his own thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out where he is. Have any of the teasers come out and shown, like, where he's at?
Well, the trailer launched like 2 days ago. And it was
Mental.
violent as shit and everything crazy. I don't think he's in New York. I don't know. I think they said this is going to be... There's no Defenders. Like, none of them are a cameoing in it. The only person that's in it is Karen Page.
Yeah.
And, so we can see emotional, horrible cry face
Ugh.
that she does. That terrible cry
Oh, it's
face.
so awful.
It's so awful. God. But, yeah, you're going to see a lot of her. You know what bothered me a lot in this, too? And he always bothers me, is Foggy Nelson.
Yeah.
I don't know why you can't get over the fact that your friend's Daredevil and just be okay with it. Like, he's another one. He goes from, like, he's so mad that he's getting back into it again. Then he gives him the suit. Then he regrets that he gives him the suit. I'm like, can you just be okay with the fact that your buddy is Daredevil?
I think Foggy's problem, or the character's problem in this, the way they write him, is he has no concept of how powerful Daredevil is. And so he just thinks it's his friend out there fighting and getting his ass kicked.
Not like a ninja.
Yeah, and which is dumb because he's seen him take guys out.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to a certain point where you should be like, all right, you can handle yourself. You're good. All right.
Yeah, you're all right.
I may have to clean you up every once in a while. We'll call Claire, but
Hey, we said this a long time ago when we first reviewed season 1 of Daredevil. If one of you guys was Daredevil, I would be so pumped about it. I wouldn't I'd be like, what'd you do last night? Did you beat those guys out? Oh, you got a little banged up. You're okay, though. What'd you do? What'd you fight? Oh, that's you took that guy. Oh, it's cool. And I'd be like, I got a problem. Can you handle it for me? My neighbor's really annoying. Can you maybe go kick it in their ass? I wouldn't be like, I don't even know who you are anymore, Justin, and walk out in a fury. Like, no, don't be a bitch about it, Foggy Nelson. Be all right about it. It's so annoying. It's a very annoying part of that show. Let me check my notes. What else we got here about this show? What didn't you think worked about it? What was the main thing you think didn't work for the show?
Sigourney Weaver's villain. I don't.
That would be mine too.
I
I
just
thought she was kind of pointless.
yeah.
They were just like, "Hey, Sigourney Weaver's in this. Makes it legit."
Yeah.
Didn't need
Yeah,
her.
and it didn't. She never really felt menacing. I mean, Kingpin was a menace. Like when he was on screen,
He was the best villain they've
yeah,
done.
there was tension, and you didn't
Purple
know
Man
what was
was
going to
good,
happen. Purple
Kingpin
Man
was
was
great.
This just
It's better
fell
than
flat.
Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Or not Cottonmouth. What was the other one?
Diamondback.
Diamondback.
Cottonmouth
Yes.
was cool.
Dumbass
Cottonmouth
outfit.
was cool. Diamondback sucked.
I didn't like that they like supposedly killed Daredevil at the end, but he's alive. How the hell did he make it out of that building?
Who knows? And what becomes of Elektra?
I mean, he was like 3 miles under the ground almost. Took him forever to get down there, and then the building collapsed. And they're like,
Who's Maggie though?
Is that what he said?
The other
Maggie. So I read a little bit about this.
Okay.
Maggie, the nun, is his mother. When in the first season of Daredevil, when his father calls, when he's getting ready to go to the fight, when he's throwing it, when he calls, he says, "Maggie, it's Jack," and Maggie is his mother who ran away, and that's straight out of the. There's a big Daredevil storyline, and I can't remember what it's called now. But there's a big comic arc.
So when he woke up, because I don't remember, someone said, "Oh, there's
the nun that was taking care of him said, go get Maggie or something,
Okay.
something to that effect."
I don't know. Did he teleport out of there?
Yeah,
Did he
who
go to
knows?
Kunlun or something like that?
Magic. Maybe he ate some of the dragon dust.
I
A little bit
felt
of magic dust.
I felt like there was really, again, there was no point of that. Like, if you fake kill him so that they're all like, so Iron Fist gets motivated to go out and fight crime.
Daredevil was Iron Fist's Uncle Ben.
Yeah, say that again. That's going to come up in every show. You know what I mean? But then he's alive right after the end of it. There's no, like, is he... I mean, when they fake his death, I'm like, they're currently right now filming Daredevil Season 3, so I know he ain't dead. So, like,
Well, but
this
I
didn't do
think
anything for me.
the Defenders are going to think he's dead. It's not necessarily
Yeah, 'cause
for us.
Lurking around with his glowing hand.
Yeah, with his
It's all
glowing
creepy.
hand. I would have much rather of them maybe made you think Elektra died and he got out, and then maybe I would have liked that show to end with the four of them together, kind of saying, "Hey, if we need each other again, we know where to find." You know, I didn't like the way they brought them together, then they sort of splintered them at the end. You know, and the other annoying part was the stupid Iron Fist Daredevil fight scene we had to have for no apparent reason because Danny Rand starts acting like a baby. "You have to stay here." "I'm not staying here," and he starts whispering, yelling again. And
He did the same thing to Luke Cage at the very beginning.
yeah, they had a fight, and then him and Daredevil have to have a fight, and Luke Cage just knocks him out, and that was pretty pointless. What are you looking? What are you researching?
I want to find the name of that comic arc.
Yeah, right now is a good time to do.
It's relevant.
You guys were going on. So one of the cool things that came out about this. So Misty Knight loses her arm,
Misty Knight gets her arm cut off. Yeah,
cut off. Bakudo cuts it off when he's fighting Colleen Wing.
yeah.
And Colleen kind of saves her. She ends up in a hospital. You know, Danny owns the hospital. He says, "I think we can fix you up." And then they've shown a preview of
And it looks
her.
terrible. It's a huge arm. I don't know why that arm is. Did you see the picture of it?
No.
It's a picture of her and Luke walking, filming Luke Cage Season 2. And she got this giant,
So like Bionic Commando.
but it doesn't look like metal. It's like a big black sleeve and with like a metal hand. I don't know. It looked really...
Like Winter Soldier?
No, it doesn't look anywhere near as good as Winter Soldier.
No, but again, it's just
This big, bulky, huge arm on her thing.
It's just a preliminary pick. Well, you know, hopefully they'll
yeah,
clean it
I
up.
mean, Misty Knight's supposed to have a robotic arm.
But what I want to see, and again, in doing research on this whole series to try and learn about these characters, I want to see the what is it? The Daughters of the Dragon. I want to see a spin-off with those two.
Misty Knight and Colleen.
Yeah.
See, I would rather just see a Heroes for Hire with Misty, Colleen, Luke, and Danny.
That would be cool.
Instead of Luke Cage and Danny. Well, maybe give me... I'm all right with a Luke Cage Season 2 because I like Luke.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want another Iron Fist series?
Instead of Iron Fist, give me a Heroes for Hire and have the four of them working out of like that barbershop fighting crowd. But it's kind of dumb to have Heroes for Hire where Danny Rand is so goddamn rich in this. What's he need money for? Like, what would they be hiring you for? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But they maybe do some kind of group where they're together or something like that.
I think the success or lack of success, according to Marvel, of this, a lot of people are pointing to Iron Fist and Danny Rand. So this will be the big tell to see if Marvel listens to the fans.
Yeah.
Because the reaction to Iron Fist has not been good, and they need to find a way to fix it, or the character's going to be useless.
Yeah.
The storyline is called Born Again.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I don't know. It was good. I like the ending. I like when they were, like I said, them together, working together, fighting together. It was a good payoff for me.
Yeah.
To me, it was worth the other shows, the build up towards it. The first two didn't have me feeling that way. First two, I was like, is this all this series is going to be?
Yeah.
But like I said, he needed to be, when he was finally Daredevil, the show was solid.
That was what, episode 4 or 5?
4 or 5, where I'm like, okay, there we go. God damn it. I'm sick of Matt Murdock with a scarf around his head, and all this.
Well, and how many days did they spend in that Chinese restaurant?
A lot of shows took place in 1 hour of a day. It was like 5 shows.
Didn't Danny buy it?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because the owner of the Chinese restaurant didn't want them there, so Danny gave him his Amex Black card and was like, "Take 6 months, your next 6 months rent's on me. I'll buy one of everything on the menu." And the guy was like, "Oh, okay, you sit down, you sit down."
Then he probably ended up getting killed.
Yeah, probably.
Everything got shot up.
What, you didn't hear me yell, Seinfeld? Body of two?
Yeah, Seinfeld 4?
Yeah, 4. Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I don't know. It was nice to finally have Daredevil back in action because he's really the best one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Seconded by Luke.
I think the thing I'm most excited about with this series is finally the hand is gone. I'm so sick of the hand in these shows.
And you know what I'm really sick of is these ninja masters that can punch and hurt Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Luke Cage was taking machine gun fire and shotgun fire, and then like when he's fighting Nobu, he's hitting him and he's knocking him back like, oh, your ancient martial arts are hurting. His skin is like steel. That's not hurting him.
Yeah, but I think Nobu's, one of his things is supposed to be touch point.
I don't care. It's like metal bulletproof skin. If a bullet isn't going to do anything to it, your little finger isn't going to do anything to it.
Or if it's magic, because he's vulnerable to magic.
Yeah, if it's
not
magic.
Superman.
I guess. But it was just convenience because it was like, oh, he has to knock the big guy off balance. Oh, the big guy's knocked off balance till finally like grabs him. It's like, like when Daredevil's punching like Bakudo and Nobu and those guys, I'm like, okay, well, when Luke hits Bakudo,
his
I'm
head
like,
should explode.
Well, his head should have came off. He's not like he's like, oh, a little stunned, and he's still fighting. Like you just got hit by like a goddamn sledgehammer. like that would have took your head off. Luke Cage is very strong, and it wouldn't be like, oh, well, that the big one's tough. No, the big one just killed you because he got his hands on those little ninja guys. It's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Danny with the fist stuff. I don't understand why he can't just have the fist all the time. It's not working now. It's like,
He has to line his
hate this
chi.
Iron Fist
oh,
character.
it's Lance. Watch it.
He has to get his chi line.
I mean, he gets this like chi thing going, and he like she has the sword, and he like breaks the sword with his fist, and he like breaks through it, and then like a bunch of ninjas comes in, he's like ready, and it's like zzz, and like shorts out, and then he's like, oh shit.
Well, yeah, and
I'm like, what? How much chi reserve do you have? Like, you really only turned it on for one punch, and then that's the most.
But he did blow up a sword.
That's the most useless weapon. If that's a magical superpower, it's the worst one I've ever seen. Because I've read Iron Fist in the comics. That's not how he was. I mean, there's times where he had to really power it up for like a really big thing, but I've seen him fight with it where he's using it. Here it was like they would always do that short circuit. Oh no, my hand's not glowing anymore. Like, what, is there fucking batteries in there? Like, God, it was just really
sort of like the Greatest American Hero, where he like didn't know how to operate it. Sort of thing.
He never knows what he's doing. He learns in like his first series of like how to channel his anger to like recharge his chi, and then like Bakudo teaches him like a kata to do to recharge his chi. But, like, he just can't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, he either gets it and it's working really well, or then he's like, I don't know what I'm doing, And for someone who was trained his whole life to be a martial artist, like, Daredevil kicked his ass.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, he really kicks his ass. He's so much, like, better than all of them.
That's why he's the leader.
He is.
He was the leader. Yeah. Yeah.
Danny Rand is
Danny
terrible.
Rand.
I am the immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun.
Do you like how they shelved Colleen Wing, too?
That was terrible.
Like, she fought
awesome.
side by side against the Hand. She's like a fighter herself. She's just as good as fighter as Dan. Well, not as good as Danny.
She takes out Bakudo.
Yeah, but like they're like, you better stay in here for your own safety. I'm like, she's like a ninja warrior. Why is she under protect? Why is she with them? They could use the help. You know, you didn't have your own show. You're not allowed to come with this group. This is the group of people who have their own show. Oh, I'll sit here and drink coffee with Claire Temple. Yeah, let Stick come along. I'll sit here and drink coffee with Claire. And then it's not till like the end of this series where she's like, "The hell am I doing here?" And then finally goes and joins the fight.
Because they confiscated her sword, remember?
Yeah.
And Misty had to give her her sword back before she could go.
And she's like, "Yeah, all right. I just realized I'm like a superhero too. I better go help out and kill Bakuto." And that was just kind of like, "You're not supposed to be in these shots. We just want the 4 of them." Okay.
You weren't on the poster.
You weren't on the poster. You're not allowed to be here. I was going to say something else bad, but I should keep the show clean. I'm going to say it anyway. When Misty Knight's on TV, I can't stop looking at her boobs. I know that's terrible, but they're so gigantic. It's like the only thing I can look at when she's on screen. And I know that's really sexist sounding and bad.
No, because they
put
do
her in
that
the
on
tightest
purpose.
shirts, tightest low-cut shirts. As soon as she appears on screen, I'm like, those boobs are huge. Like, did they get bigger from Luke Cage? Why are those boobs so big? Then I'm like, oh, what happened? I got to rewind that scene. And that's a terrible thing to say, but they're very distracting.
Yeah.
Well, do they do that to cover up bad acting?
No,
she's
actually pretty good.
She's a pretty good actress.
She's one of the better ones. She's not Danny Rand. Finn Jones.
Yeah, she's good. Her and Luke are really, they're good. They're good actors. They have good chemistry.
Yeah.
All the other people are good. It's just Finn Jones who's ruining everything. Acting, and then the way they make him act, acting like a giant baby. I mean, he's literally pounding his fist on the ground like whining. Why are you not letting me fight? I'm the Iron Fist. And it's like, oh my God, what's wrong with you?
Honestly,
they have to tie him up and keep him tied to a chair while Luke Cage reads the paper.
The plot line is he's the only one who can open this area that they're trying to get into.
Okay.
So they're trying to keep him quarantined so he doesn't do it. So what's he do? He breaks out and goes and punches through the wall. That's exactly like they wanted him to do.
Exactly what they want him to do. It's like, don't do this. He's like Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, don't push that button. Groot? He's like, Groot? I am Groot? You know. But that's exactly what it is. And they're like giving this good advice. Like, Danny, stay here. Let us go figure it out. See what they want you for. No! I'm the living weapon. All of you suck. And they're like, all right, now I got to kick your ass. And Daredevil and Luke Cage kick his ass. And then it's like him tied to a chair going, you don't understand anything. Do it, Brock. I can't do it.
I have the immortal Iron Fist. If it involves the hand, then it involves me.
And Luke's like, shut up. Stop it. Knock it right off.
Calm down. You calm down.
Calm down. You calm down. And then everyone's turning on him. And he was like a little whiny brat. I don't get it. Don't get it.
I think if he wasn't as whiny, I could do with everything else.
Yeah.
But the fact that they turn him into a 12-year-old tantrum-ridden
when
child.
He leaves for Kunlun, he's like 13 years old. He comes back, he's still 13 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. He learns how to be a ninja master, but he's still like a 13-year-old baby.
The monks taught him no patience, nothing.
Very childlike, very stupid.
I mean, the first thing that happens in every martial arts montage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, there you go. Defenders. You think they'll make another one with them in it? Or do something else?
I don't think... if the next... Like, if they have an uptick, if the next ones are good and people bring it back, I think they will.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think a Heroes for Hire could be cool. But they're going to be tentative with anything with Iron Fist because the people have said they don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something with like a Daredevil, Punisher, and other people. Well, what other team books, street level team books, could they do?
Marvel Knights.
Knights, Spirits of Vengeance.
Yeah.
To introduce
You
characters.
really want that Spirits of Vengeance.
Well, like I said, I'm one of the only people that wants a Moon Knight Netflix series.
Well,
I think of Moon Knight.
There's
I think it'd be
rumors.
cool.
High
He's supposed to be in Punisher.
rumors that Moon Knight is going to make a cameo in Punisher.
Mark Spector. I think it would work for Netflix.
They set him up in Blade, but it never got a second season.
I know he's
did?
Batman. He was set up in Blade?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Did you see him as Moon Knight or just Mark Spector?
No, they just mentioned him. They mentioned him a few times. Sticky Fingers.
I hope that they break out with more of these characters and group them together and then have big payoffs. You could have your own type of like Infinity War with all these people together in a big series. A Netflix movie and have Daredevil and all these people in it. And
I think they're going to...
Call it the death of Iron Fist. Everybody tunes in.
There you go. I think they're going to...
his ass kicked.
I think they're going to dial it back a little bit. Daredevil Season 3 is, I think, kind of supposed to be if they follow this Born Again storyline, it's going to be him going up against Kingpin again, because Kingpin now knows he's Daredevil. He knows he's Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be going after the people he cares about and he loves, and
I don't know if
him down.
I mean, we're in season 3 of here, and we haven't seen Bullseye yet.
I think Bullseye will end up in season 3, but I think the overall is going to be Kingpin throwing everything he can at Daredevil.
I want Bullseye by now. I mean,
yeah, he should have been in season 2.
He should have been here already. You know, they did Punisher in season 2 because they wanted to launch Punisher into the world, but Daredevil and Bullseye go together like Batman and Joker. You know what I mean?
But they needed season 2 to set up Defenders.
Yeah. And
they brought in Punisher to set up Punisher.
Right.
So now season 3, now they'll bring in the Daredevil street level. They'll bring in Bullseye, I think, and we'll see.
Maybe Stiltman. He's been in every series so far. Actually.
Oh, there you go. So we all liked it. We all agreed.
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
All right, well, go check it out.
Could have been better, but
let us know what you think.
Worth a view.
It's definitely worth a view. It moves quickly. So there
it's
you
an
go.
afternoon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe, invite your friends.
Tell your friends. What's Ken say? Kiss your mother in the mouth for me.
All right. Later.
Bye.